What's up, people? Welcome to a new episode of Mewgenics. Today's video is going to be a bit different than usual because I am post-commentating it. I recorded the gameplay a while ago, and I didn't really want to record or anything at the time. I just wanted to really get the Guillotine quest done, and so this is what it is basically. I first beat Guillotina. No, sorry, I first get beaten by Guillotina or Zaratana, as you can see. And then I grab the cube of flesh and bring it to the wall of flesh. It's a really wild run, as you'll see in but a few moments. Sorry. I'm not going to record that, by the way. I'm post-commentating. It's already a lot of work, so I'm not like cutting or anything. Right, okay, so I'm gonna be coming in and out, as as the gameplay goes on and stuff like that. So I hope you enjoyed this run. A bit of a different way to do it than I usually do. I'm not gonna like really do that too often because it's a lot of work. It's basically twice the work. But so yeah, in the future this is probably never gonna happen again, except I do plan to make some scenarized type beats, type videos, stuff like that. So in that case, obviously I will need to record a lot of stuff in post-processing, but when it comes to just runs, I've got the runs, basically, you know what I mean. No, this is pretty exceptional. So feel free to skip along. I'm gonna make a few cuts here and there because I don't really want to comment over the entire video. I'm gonna come back at key moments. Some of the easier fights I'm gonna just have fast forwarded, and just maybe just some Kevin MacLeod in the background. Or maybe no. Or it's McDonald, because Kevin MacLeod did say that he liked AI music and stuff like that. So I'm not too fond of that. I mean, I still could use his music anyways, because it's not like I'm encouraging him to make more AI songs, because he doesn't really get money of the old songs. So it's not like, yeah. So probably some Kevin MacLeod, some Otis McDonald, some free to use music to supplement the gameplay, and sometimes I'm gonna come back and just add some color commentary. I'm gonna say racist stuff, basically. Color commentary, that's what it means, right? Is when you say things about colors and racism. So yeah, enjoyed this character creation process. It's not gonna last much longer. Yeah, there you go. So I'm gonna leave you all there and be back in a bit. Alright, so first fight, bit of an easy one, obviously, big win, big victory. I'm gonna choose a good. I got a really good build going in this run, and unfortunately I wasn't able to complete it, as you'll see later. Well, I was able to complete the run, but I wasn't able to accomplish the quest yet. So, as you'll see later on, because of some hiccups in the road. But I am able along the way to build some crazy cats, and I mean the necromancer isn't really like the best of the team, as you'll see later on. But I mean I kind of like got a mix of all my favorite classes, and really they all get to shine. I mean the thief really does some big damage later on. So yeah, I'll let you enjoy this fight. Alright, so once again an easy victory, early game victory obviously. And this is the start of the insanely OP cleric build that I make. If you're wondering why the screen is not moving, it's probably because I'm adjusting things on another screen usually. That's what happens when I do these. I'd like to watch a YouTube video, usually cold ones or super mega reruns. But yeah, so I don't remember what I just picked for the cleric, but that's fine. It doesn't, like, the build really just shines mostly during the caves bit, so it's not too big of a deal. Magneto is an object I never got, so you might not see it later because the cat is spinning on the side, but it is a heat wave in the game, much like in real life right now for me, so it was a bit topical, but it made fighting Lucy much easier as ice attacks got nullified mostly. So I'm gonna let you enjoy this Lucy fight that is basically very easy, and I'll be back in a bit. Well, wasn't that a nice fight? Pierogi really just didn't. I mean, as much as I like Psychic, he didn't did too much in that fight. And in that run, he's the first to die, I believe. Yeah, spoiler warning, everybody dies. Oh, this is one of the nice... I had a lot of loot luck in this run, and this bazooka is... rocket launcher, sorry, is one of the earliest nice hits I got. I mean, Magneto and the 4-leaf clover were really nice. This really motivated me to go to the hard side, which, I mean, was pretty wise because I did win this fight. So I'm going to just speed through it because it's not too interesting, but later on things get a little spicy. Alright, easy fight, easy money, easy life type bit. This is... I get Heathens here, which is a nice passive if you want to go for pure damage, because weakness really just keeps you... like, you don't have to have a tank. I mean, you do always have to have a tank, but it's not as essential if you have all tanky units. I get soy sauce here, but I can't use it because I have the cube of meat that gets all my cats to die if I so much as get KO'd, so I can't really use it. I get everything in this shop, by the way, because this was a nice shop. Unfortunately, oh yeah, parasitic here is what I choose, and it gets really useful later on. I basically swarm every enemies with liches because my healer is really nice, and the self-healing abilities of the necromancer are really nice. So this Queen Hippo fight didn't really go as I wanted in the first run, so I save scummed, and unfortunately I had to save scum because one of my cats died, and but I would have rather, you know, played the fight well from the start and kept that save scum for later when it is more needed. I also do a huge misplay in this first fight. It's coming up with the cleric. I'll just show you the misplay that made me save scum, and I'll go into the real fight straight away. So basically I thought that cleanse would remove all the brace from the Queen Hippo and make her just have a cardiac arrest on the next turn, which it did not, and it instead removed all of her bruise, and that was acquired by the psychic, and all of her speed, slowness, sorry. This is a huge misplay. I mean, some spells do dispel this type of buffs, such as brace, and it is one way to really easily beat Queen Hippo, but I misremembered the correct spell, and unfortunately that led to my loss of this fight. I mean, the next fight is also not that glorious, and I am quite scared at some point that I might lose. Chakram comes in handy much later on, by the way. This is a nice spell, but I'm gonna cut it here and speed through the Queen Hippo fight because it's not that interesting. It's just run-of-the-mill dodging, hitting, and stuff like that. I do kill her before she has a cardiac arrest though. So as you see, this is the reason this is actually me saves coming. Instead of quitting to the main menu, I quit to the desktop like a dumbass. I do it every time, even though I know that I shouldn't do it, but whatever. See you after the Queen Hippo fight. Well, that was a fast fight, isn't it? Wasn't it? I won. Here I get Shiv. I think. Yeah. I don't use it a single time in the entirety of the rest of the run. That is definitely a bad move. I also used the rocket launcher here for a few, as it was useful for its knockback. I set it apart for later, obviously, because it is a very useful item that you have to keep on hand for the hardest of fights. Here, this is the first fight of the sewers. Really easy fight. Not gonna go through it step by step or anything. So I'll leave you to some Kevin MacLeod. Alright, back once again. Here, I also make a terrible mistake in terms of passive. I get Mad Visage, which, while it is very good, usually it's terrible because it relies on your cat getting injured. However, the cube of meat made it so that I would not be able to get injured at all without dying, so that's a dumb thing. I also get the counterfeit coin. This is the start of the gambling arc. I do think I break even by the end in terms of cash, so that's that, I guess. I love the counterfeit coins, especially with characters with a lot of luck, but you know, not always the most useful if you have something else. This fight I almost die on, but I make some insane plays that allow me to stay alive, which I'm quite proud of. I'm not proud of the misplay that led me to die, but you know. So here you'll see it's my thief that gets in danger, I believe. So at first, really nothing too bad. I mean, just keeping the enemies at a distance and just sniping them, dealing some small damage here and there. I think this is the moment I realized my passive is completely useless for this run, but I obviously make no sign of noticing it. This is one of the bolder strats at the start, just, you know, getting up in close with that guy. Oh, I lose here, as you can see. It's a bit hard to keep track of the win-loss of the coin in itself, because I do get passively more and more coin as the game progresses. Okay, this is the moment where I get a bit too bold, as you might say, and really just bring my thief basically close to death. Oh, never mind. This is not exactly that point. I don't think, at least. What happens is basically I just kill a boomer just at close range, and obviously I blow up. It might not even be that fight, actually. It might be the next fight, but he's left with 1 HP, and I mean, you'll see. I don't need to really say anything yet. the cleric so far is kind of useless. Apart from, I mean, he does his job, is what I want to say. It's just, but not anymore. But as the sewer progresses and as we reach into the caves, you will see that the cleric really becomes the MVP of the entire thing. But so far, I mean, he's not really too bright. Let's just say that. I contemplate just killing my fucking necromancer, but I decide to just gamble and to kill myself, realizing that it might have been a terrible mistake if the boomer had not been infected. However, I was 2 steps ahead without even realizing it. So this is not the fight where I almost die with the thief. I believe it's the next one. So here I just grab some stats from my thief. I always hesitate between strength and dexterity to increase the thief's attacks, because I never know if here I get a really nice item to combine with other poop items to get a nice set bonus, but I can't use it on this run. Okay, so this is a terrible moment. I use an item. I have a high lock, so I believe I'm able, but unfortunately of all items, I lose the fucking rocket launcher. So this is the first part of the campaign where the second one with the Queen Hippo fucking throw, but this is the second part of the run that could have been better, obviously. I could have just simply not used the rocket launcher. I could have been more luckier, and or could have simply not used an item from my inventory. Although with 7 freaking luck, you might expect to work. Anyways, this fight, I mean, fucking boring fight, so I'm gonna speed you through it because it's an easy win. Nothing too much to say about that. Alright, dub. Here, stats are kind of boring in terms of choice, but they are very important, obviously. I get HP up, hoping that I would not die, obviously. You'll see later that this was a useless choice. I kind of skipped ahead in the editing software, and this next fight is the one that I almost die with my thief. Okay, here is boosting up my cleric with some well-needed charisma in terms of mana, because for later it's important. So this fight, you see that line of boomers at the top. Well, I make a very, you might say bold, I want to say bold play, but it really was a stupid play to just, use the charge coin and just, get up close and personal to all of them. And to be honest, okay, this attack was also very stupid or bold. 3 HP, very, very dangerous. I will use all my resources later on as it goes to try to compensate that mistake, and I am able to escape unscathed from this fight, which is very surprising to me because I was kind of hopeless. So here you see I didn't realize how dire the situation was just yet with the thief. I mean, I also couldn't do much with my cleric, but at this point, starting from this turn, I try to do everything in my power to keep dying, and I get some lucky crits, I'm not gonna lie, though it seems that my cleric, psychic, got a lot of crits of the entirety, so I could rely on crits. The second boomer, the last boomer, the third boomer, was unable to reach my what's it called, thief on the next turn, so it was quite nice. All the time, all those fighters though were really ganging up on all my guys, and you will see as the fight progresses that the poison does build up. Hopefully I have cleansed on my cleric, so it's not too much of a problem. Here, as you can see, I get close to the boomer. I make sure that I have my movement recharged so that I can escape in case I don't kill him, but I kill him and I flee. As you can see, poison is building up on, a lot of poison is building up on my cleric, and 18 damage from poison is insane, and I have no way to heal the cleric, unfortunately. Quite yet at least, but I do have a way to cleanse him, but it becomes very dangerous, as you can imagine, and scary. I used the shield. I could have waited a bit more in retrospect, but at the time I was kind of panicking because he was kind of in danger of dying. So time for the psychic. I mean, the psychic, I said earlier that the psychic wasn't that useful in this run, but I mean, looking back on it, he was kind of like the silent MVP, you know what I mean? He did a lot, but just unnoticed, you know, from the shadow. He was very useful, and I love the psychic for this particular reason. I did gamble and win here, as you can see. Thankfully, I did not forget that hitting chickens at close range make them riposte, otherwise I could have died with my guy, and instead I just killed the father, the big father, because there's a gassy, there is another one here that gets invested, and I mean basically gets killed from the spiders, and a relentless assault. This is a nice crit, and this is the first time that like I realized the potential in my cleric. I do send a few pot shots to the chicken, hoping to, you know, kill her, but I decide against focusing her to just win the freaking fight. I do get a few, I think, HP or luck. Yeah, I got luck. I mean, I did remark a lot of crits, and I did want to play into that. In the toilet, I found a self-destruct button, an item that I do use in the run, and that I never had before. Lovely item, really fun in concept and in design, and you will see it does come in handy later on. So I'll stop right here. The next fight is Boris. This is a dub for me and kind of a boring fight, so I'm going to speed through it. But oh no, the next fight is not Boris, never mind, I'm stupid. So this fight is also boring and easy, so I'm gonna speed through it as well. Yeah, so just gonna stop here for now. See you later. Alright, easy as fight. I mean, my thief ended up with 1 HP, so, you know, always hard. Here, what do I choose? I choose increased gravity, quite a useful item, and I think at this time that is going to what's it called? Synergize with the passive Mad Visage, because I was wrong. I had not yet realized. Okay, this is the board size, but I am going to speed through it, but let me just say, because gravity does increase with you when you are max mana, and Mad Visage does reduce your max mana to 0, or to something really low, which is really easy to achieve, meaning that you all pretty much always have the boosted version of increasing gravity, but Obviously, I had not yet realized that I was stupid. Maybe this is the point where I will realize. I think it is. But yeah, easy fight. Well, not easy, but I played it well, so, you know. Shout out to my mate Boris, by the way. Nice man. And yeah, he probably doesn't watch these videos. I don't think he speaks English even, so. But shout out to him anyways. Watch the fight anyway. See you. Alright, easy dub. On to the caves, but before that, I need to pick. Oh my goodness, I dropped the mic, literally. Here I choose decompose, forgetting that every single corpses gets destroyed by the cube of meat. As you can see, I am kind of fucking stupid when I play these games, and the fact that I win anything is a miracle, to be honest, because I have been doing misplays after misplays after misplays after misplays and still managed to get out alive without even using OP cats from breeding. I think I'm blessed or something, or Edmund Macmillan is just looking over me, you know what I mean? Because I am too stupid for my own safety. But I'm going to let you enjoy this fight. Despise these enemies because they destroy your equipment, and they do at some point in this fight, but yeah, I'll see you after this fight. I actually sped through 2 fights here because they were really fast and easy and really not interesting. Here I pick though the spell that's gonna make me win this run, Ethereal, which basically turns your cleric into a tank, a DPS, just everything you need to achieve greatness in a run, and to basically solo the run as a cleric. So nice pick, nice choice for me. First good play of the fucking game, to be honest, of the run at least. I do lose a cat during the slime fight upcoming, unfortunately. I don't even think it was a particularly huge misplay from my part. It's just the slime fight is sneakily difficult, in my opinion. Because big slime fight, sorry. He's sneakily difficult, to be honest. That's just all I have to say. I always underestimate him and lose a bunch of people because of that. I wish I had not fumbled the fucking Queen Hippo fight at the beginning so that I could have safe scum on this one and just, knew what to expect. Unfortunately, because I know myself and I know that a lot of times when I need to safe scum something, it's because of this character, this boss. But here I kind of was unfortunately reckless and did a bunch of misplay that kind of snowballed into a worst run that it could have been. Obviously it's still a decent run because I do end up winning, but here I lose at gambling with the Necromancer, as you can see. At this point I was kind of hoping that here you go, my Thief dies. Thief, which was kind of an MVP the entire fucking run, to be honest, with the damage it was dealing, which was very unfortunate for him to die. Because I keep stacking Parasited on this slime, I keep hoping that he's not gonna, turn into a bunch of smaller slimes, which kind of made me reckless. Because I was like, well, if I just beat the big form, I'm just fine with all the small ones because there's not going to spawn because of the spiders. I was wrong, and I lost my Thief for nothing, pretty much. If I had played more precautiously, I do win again at gambling. But the rest of the fight goes without a hitch because I just stack a bunch of leeches on every single freaking smaller slimes and spawn just a ton of leeches everywhere. So I get to win the fight here. Already won, spawned 3 leeches, and it just keeps going as the fight goes on, and it really allows me some time to breathe with my characters and heal them while the leeches take the aggro, and the leeches also hitting the slimes spawn even more leeches. It's kind of like a virtuous cycle for me, a vicious cycle for the enemies. Obviously I don't think they want to die. If they want anything, to be honest, they're slimes. I don't think they have ways to think too much. Their face is quite cute, but so yeah, I just received a Discord message from my mom that told me it was raining, and I do appreciate that because in the freaking middle of a heat wave, rain is appreciated. So I'm gonna speed through the rest of the fight and see you later.
So yeah, I sped through actually the last 2 fights because they were boring as fuck and really slow. One of the nice points was that I used the self-destruct button from a random cat that I got, which was a nice play on my part, but kind of useless, and could have probably used it against the final boss. But it was too fun to pass up on, you know what I mean? So this fight, as you can see, is going to be just my necromancer and my cleric against the big fucking giant spider. And to be quite honest, as you'll see, the cleric does all the freaking work, because the necromancer dies from pretty much in the beginning of the fight, unfortunately, because it was the one who was holding the cube of meat. And had I been, you know, a bit more strategic and a bit less tired, I guess, I would have given the cube of meat to my cleric to you know, save it. But unfortunately, that's not what happened. I'm going to let the fight play in normal speed for you to enjoy, with some nice Kevin MacLeod in the background. I won't be commentating over it because it's nothing too crazy. Just look how fucking powerful ethereal makes my cleric, because it's insane actually. By the end, basically the spider kills itself with insane thorns. So yeah, I'm going to let you watch that. See you in the next video tomorrow. Hopefully this next one is going to be a live recorded one, but obviously it's a bit hard to predict, because I have a lot of things to do and the heat is preventing me from doing most of them. So, but I do think that we are seeing the end of it. So, you know, hold fast, fellow Europeans. I don't think we'll have to hold fast for too long. See you in the next one.